What I found works is if you do two times the average true range for your profit target and your stop loss, that has a very high success rate.
Forex Morning Mayhem is a must-listen podcast for currency traders. Get a curated watch list, insightful market analysis, and crucial news updates, plus trading tips for all levels. But remember, it's educational, not investment advice. Scan the QR code in the description to join our free Trade Faction Slack channel for live trade calls. If you like the podcast, please follow and share. Let's get started. Good morning, everyone. It's Thursday, March 27th, 2025. And you're listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. It's time for the daily market briefing. In today's headlines, President Trump announced a 25% tariff on all cars manufactured outside the United States, set to take effect on April 2nd. He also mentioned upcoming reciprocal tariffs, promising they would be more lenient than expected. This news has impacted European equities, particularly auto stocks, while US futures remain mixed to slightly higher. Currency markets show mixed reactions, with the British pound outperforming and the Japanese yen lagging. European government bonds and US treasuries are diverging, focusing on growth and inflation implications respectively. In commodities, crude oil prices are down, natural gas is volatile, gold is gaining, and base metals are declining. Upcoming economic events include US GDP and PCE data, jobless claims, Japanese inflation figures, and a Mexican central bank policy announcement. Several central bank officials from the Bank of England, Federal Reserve, and European Central Bank are scheduled to speak, and there will be a US Treasury bond auction. Stay tuned for a currency market update with Bill and Dave up next. Thanks for listening to Forex Morning Mayhem. Don't forget to subscribe and leave us a review if you like the show.
Let's start with the currency pairs. First one up, Aussie New Zealand dollar. This is in the zone, waiting for a short sweet spot on that. Aussie US dollar, nothing going on. We're going to skip it. Euro Canadian dollar, also going to skip that one. Pound Canadian dollar is in the zone in a downtrend, waiting for a short sweet spot to set up. New Zealand US dollar, nothing going on. Singapore dollar, Swiss franc, nothing going on. Skip that. US Canadian dollar, this is basically from yesterday. I think this fired off about 8 or 9 o'clock last night.
Yes.
It was a short sweet spot. I posted it right away. Hopefully you took advantage of it, Dave. But it was a winner chicken dinner. Just for those of you who watch this show, when you get the inception long or short signal, you enter long or short depending on the signal. And then what I found works really well is if you do two times the average true range for your profit target and your stop loss, that has a very high success rate. And it worked yesterday as well. US, Swiss franc, nothing going on there at all. So we're going to skip that too. So we only got maybe 2 or 3 today that are actually looking like they might do something. Let's move on to our next part of the show, which I'm thinking I'm going to call TA All-Stars.
Oh boy. All right.
There's 2 criteria that you need in order to be reviewed as a TA All-Star. One, you have to have a signal that works mostly. And then number 2 criteria is it has to be intuitive and easy to use. So here's the one that I found today that I like. This is called Volume Order Blocks by Big Beluga. First criteria, easy to use. I can look at this and instantly understand what it is that I need to do with it. For example, If it changes from green to the bluish color, that's a short setup. Okay. And from purple to green, that's a long setup. So what he did here was this consists of identifying key supply and demand zones using EMA crossovers and volume analysis. So
Mm.
he detects bullish or bearish order blocks. That's a big code word in the industry here, order blocks. And what he does with those is he calculates the volume for each block. And I guess what you could do with that is you could determine how strong the order block is. So this is an order block right here, right? So
Yeah.
what he did is he said this is 41% of the overall volume, whereas this is 58% of the overall volume. So logic would have it that if price came up to here, it would bounce off that more likely than if price went up to here because there's more volume here. All right. So there's more orders parked here. I think that's what he's trying to do. You have the ability to customize it a little bit as far as the midline is concerned, and you have the ability to adjust the sensitivity for these different order block
Mm.
detections. But for the most part, we were looking at the squeeze yesterday. That one's pretty
Yeah.
easy to understand. This one, okay, I go short here, I go long here, I go
Hmm.
short here, I go long here, I go short here. And then this is just added goodies to help you make decisions. I like really simple charts. After we get done with the good ones, I'm going to probably do a series on all of the bad ones because boy, there's some real zingers out there.
Can
And
imagine.
I think part of it is just people just love the putts, right?
Hmm.
They come up with these charts with 10 million things on them. And you can't figure out what's going on. Anyway, this is Volume Order Blocks by the Big Beluga. And good job. And that's all I have for today, Dave.